Good morning, cyber friends. And I do say good morning because it's like 1:14 a.m. Thursday morning, early Thursday morning. We like to give God all the glory. We thank Him for life, health, and strength for as well as it is. And we also thank God for each and every one of you, the cyber friends. You know who you are. I wanted to say straight off the bat tonight, I'm doing this video in answer to a question that was given to me by one of my cyber friends out of Sister Linda Silverberg. Matter of fact, one of my closest internet friends, and been in contact with Sister Linda now for quite a few years on the net, and we've talked about certain things musically as well. And the question she asked me tonight was very, very profound, and I just wanted to just share that, let everybody know this is the only reason why I was doing this video it's so late, because I did promise that I was going to do it, and I got a call from my pastor after I got through talking with her, and it slipped my mind for a little bit, but thank God we're back at the PC, and we're going to try to give a legitimate answer to the question. And if I can remember very well, Sister Linda asked a question about how in our ministry do we see people in their personal life as well as corporate. The personal and corporate, do their life line up with their profession? To a degree, that's what she was saying in the commitment. And be honest with you, sister, I just got to be for real about the thing. And a lot of time, and this is not to judge anyone, but just to answer the question straight up off the bat, we see that is not the case in a lot of instances. Matter of fact, me and my pastor's conversation was basically talking about the same thing that you asked me about, and how we got people that will say they are committed, but are you really committed? Now, the true acid test of that is, do you do what Jesus said do? Now, Jesus told us that the first one, the greatest commandment, that we love the Lord thy God with all our heart, mind, soul, body, and all our will. And the second one was like unto it, love thy neighbor as thyself. Now, he said, if you love me, you will keep my commandments. Well, those are the two commandments. He said, a new commandment I give you. And and it's not grievous. And as you were stating, in the power of the Holy Spirit, which is Jesus unlimited in all of us, that empowers us to do the thing that we would not ordinarily do. But you have to be committed. Now, a lot of people we might be trying to do things that in our own strength, and we'll never be able to live the life in our own strength. And that's the one area I think that a lot of people are missing, because they get to thinking that they can do such thing and they can do this, and they get tied up and wrapped up in the doings, the works. Now, I admit faith without work is dead, but that we're not talking about when we come to salvation. There's nothing that we can do to work and earn salvation. This was a task that only Christ could have fulfilled. He did that. So now my salvation is a done deal. But now rewards comes in. This is where the works come in. I should not expect to receive what you receive unless I have done the equal amount of work. That's what's wrong with our country today. We got people that want to sit back and ride on the coattail of others. They want to take from, quote unquote. I realize there's a lot of things going on in the government right about now where they want to tax the rich and keep taxing the rich and keep giving it. And I'm not against the poor. Matter of fact, we are supposed to take care of the poor automatically. But he did not say anywhere in there where I had to take care of lazy people. See, that's the difference between poor and lazy. Now, you want to take something that somebody else has put their effort and their hard work into doing, and now you want to take from them to give it to somebody that don't want to do anything. That's not biblical. That's not biblical at all. So, Sister Linda, what I'm saying in essence, what you're asking me, if my life is going to line up with my confession, what I speak, and if I say that I am committed, well, a lot of things that would show up in your living, in your doing, in the faith without works. In other words, if I say that I am committed to Christ, then I wouldn't have no problem doing what he say do. Now, Would I automatically do everything? No, I don't think so. I believe we all got flaws. We're gonna run into brick walls sometime, but we'll have to climb that wall or blow it up once and go through it. But nevertheless, what I'm saying is the Spirit of the living God, the Holy Spirit, Jesus Himself, unlimited, He enables us to do the thing that we could not ordinarily do within our own strength. We will never be able to we will not compromise when it comes to the truth. In other words, if when we read, a lot of people will tell you about certain things, like they said they try to make a distinction between the Old Testament and the New, but the believe it or not, the Old Testament is just is a shadow of the New. It's a shadow of what was to come. The New Testament is the fulfillment of that come. In other words, the Old Testament looked toward the cross, looked forward to the cross. The New Testament looks back at the cross. But all of it comes, the cross is the what? It's the common denominator. So without Christ, we're all doomed anyway. So if I'm committed to following Christ in my ministry, if I'm committed, therefore, whatever it takes for me to get the job done in the spirit of righteousness, that's what I'm going to follow. I'm not going to compromise that if I'm committed. But now a person is not committed, not going to do it. This is how you tell, or you separate the women from the girls, or the men from the boys, that would they say. This is how you separate the wheat from the tare. One got to talk. One talk the game, one walk the game. It's your profession. What comes out of your mouth really makes a big difference. But not only that, what's come out of your mouth, but you got to put corresponding action to it. In other words, we say we love the Lord, but our heart is far from it. In other words, we say we love the Lord, but I hate you. I see you every day, quote unquote. I may not have physically seen you in flesh, but by way of the camera and the internet, and I know that you exist. You are there in New York, and here I am in Georgia. But nevertheless, I've seen you on Skype and everything. But now, and I've talked to you over the phone and over Skype and everything like that. And then I can sit here and then say that I don't like you, but yet and still I can say I love God. Well, I'm a liar, and the truth is not in me. Those are the way we tell. Jesus said, "You shall know the fruit. You know the tree by the fruit." So, can we tell who's authentic in church on Sunday morning? Not necessarily. We all look alike on Sunday morning. We all got on our Sunday's best. We got on our top hats, our three-piece suits. We got on our rubies and our pearls and whatnot. And we got on our go to church on Sunday smile. I love you with the love of the Lord attitude. Everybody looks basically the same. But the real test is follow them after church. See, it's what we do when no one is looking. That's the proof. Whatever we do when no one is looking. See, I can act right as long as the pastor's looking at me. As long as you're looking at me. I want to make sure that you think that I'm somebody. And see, that's what the problem with a lot of us. We use the YouTube and we use Vimeo, all this here social media, and we see a lot of people, they use it for different things. But the one thing about it, I don't have anything to do with how nobody use their computer. In other words, I cannot stop pornography from being on the internet. It's full of it. I just can, if I happen to run across pornography, which I do a lot of times, all I do is just click the X. I don't have to stay there. So this is what I try to, get other people to understand. But if your actions speak louder than words. Now, if I just continue to stay and hang around the pornographic site, well, then again, that stuff going to get in you and it's going to ruin your mind and ruin your thought. It get you all messed up. You already got enough issues. Why try to add them on? So, no, sister, I will agree that a whole lot of time, no, our actions and our commitments show that we are far off, that we need to go back in prayer and go back to the old landmark. I think a lot of time we just need to get back to the basics. Ask your own self. To your own self be true. See, you don't have to prove anything to middleman. Middleman don't have nowhere to put you. Stop trying to impress. This is where a lot of us is falling short, Sister Linda. A lot of us is trying to impress man. We are trying to make certain that we look good before man. We have forgotten that it's God is going to do the judging. God is going to do the judging. So don't worry about what people think, because I found out that whatever people want to think about you, they're going to think that anyway. So when the push come to shove in your answer, and the best I can put it, I didn't mean to say all of this, but I meant to just let you know that I did read and I understood your question about the personal commitment and the corporate commitment. Corporate, I would take that for being like your family unit, or whether it be in your home front or the church. The church is a corporate environment that we go in where all believers come together. For what? Worship and praise. We come to church as a filling station to get refilled, to get ourselves built back up. It's sort of like I call it an army hospital. Soldier get wounded in battle, he go to the hospital to get himself patched up to get back into the battle. That's what I look at church. Church is only a place to get recouped, to go back, get your strength, get yourself regained, built back up to get back into the battle. Is all 100% of us authentic on our thing? I don't think so, sister. And I'm going to even include myself a lot of times. I don't feel like doing things I would want to do. The thing that Christ would want me to do a whole lot of times, I don't feel like doing them. But I know that I must do them in order to follow him, to call myself a disciple. I'm a student. I'm learning. And I will never reach perfection until he changed me. And that's when he's going to change us all. So with that being said, this is Billy Man said, whatever you get into. If God is not in it, it's best you get out of it, because it's going to come to nothing anyway. This is Billy Man saying peace and good night.